Hello everyone, welcome to the townland of Loughmacrory in County Tyrone. There's my rain pipe going off. I was not expecting that so soon. It has fell over. That's fallen over. Let me just see it. I'm just getting set up at the minute. Made a little offering there, a couple of wee feathers from a goldfinch. That's me doing that now, but wasn't me a minute ago. That's not me. Something going on. There's something going on, guys. My heart's racing. I'm just setting up my experiments really. So I've made that little feather as an offering to this gorgeous fairy thorn tree. That's my REM pod. As you probably know, it generates a small electromagnetic field. And anything that breaks that field sets off the alarm, so I don't know whether it fell over, and I don't know really what would set that off. Shouldn't set it off, just falling over. I'm filming that with my little full spectrum camera, so maybe we'll pick up some visual evidence there. I'll have to check that. So, this is the portico, an open-ended chamber. Would have been about a metre high originally if you clear some of this cairn material away. And these three stones kind of mark the centre line. The main chamber and behind there is sealed. It's quite long, sort of a triangular shape. Right beside the road here, so there could be some traffic. Apologise for that. Sort of out of my control. So I've brought a little quartz pebble as an offering there. I'm sure offerings and maybe you crawl in there and communicate with your ancestors. So there was some quartz pebbles found during an excavation. There's cremated bones of 6 people were found here, so, and I say some quartz pebbles. Hopefully that little pebble will maybe cause some interest if there's a spirit there. And they'll set off my EMF meter. It's just another little camera recording that. I had lit those 2 incense sticks. I think they've gone out again. Could be a bit damp. Damp old morning. See the fog and mist. The grass is pretty soaking. So yeah. The tomb has a double stone sidewall on each side. It gets narrower towards the back. stones are huge. So this stone here is the very back. Walls that way and that way. Quick look at this side. Careful, don't trip over these big branches. I can smell that incense around here. Where the wind's going. So the leaning outward slightly. Could have been pushed out by the tree itself over the years. It's hard to see into the chamber. But the chamber goes from there in the triangular shape, so it's a fairly big chamber. Again, it would have been about a metre deep as well. But it's full of stones from the covering that used to be on it. So you can see it down in there maybe. Wow. That's the portico capstone. Just behind it is the stone that goes across to seal off the main chamber, which starts under here, under this stone, and goes back to here. I wonder, was that stone originally higher up here? You know, and it more of a curve down at the back. It's hard to tell. Beautiful location, just in the Sperrin Mountains. This site's also known as Dermot and Gronya's Bed, from the Irish myths. You know, if you don't know the story, Gronya was a beautiful young princess who was promised in an arranged marriage to Finn McCool, the famous Finn McCool. By this stage, Finn was mature, to say the least. He had a grey beard, and Gronya didn't really fancy that much, so at the betrothal feast, she had her eye on one of the young warriors called Dermot, one of Finn's most loyal warriors. Handsome fella. So she made a potion and put to sleep the whole party except for Dermot, and she tried to convince him to run away with her, you know, but Dermot, being loyal, he didn't want to do it at first, so she had to put a love spell on him too, and that was it. The two of them headed off into the night, and the next day Finn and his entourage were obviously raging, so they set off in pursuit, and pursue the dead for many years, Dermot Grania had many adventures on the run all over Ireland, so places like this is where they said they've stayed. They get the name Dermot Grania's Bed. There's caves, hills, trees, you know. It's good to make that connection. If you're interested in Irish myths and the old stories, I'll give a shout out to Anthony Murphy. You should check out his YouTube channel at Mythical Ireland. It's a good website as well, mythicalireland.com. I know you're not too well just at the minute, Anthony, so I wish you all the best. Hope you're feeling better soon. So this tree is ancient. It truly is. Unfortunately, it's coming to the end of its lifespan. It can live for up 400 years is kind of average lifespan for these whitethorns. The oldest one ever recorded was 700 years. This one's at least 2 or 3 centuries old, I'm sure. You can see how much of it is dead. All that big tall branch and some of those other ones up there. Well, you can see where the leaves are. That's where it's still alive. I think the good people planted the thorn here for good reason. It makes a really good portal, being on top of a sacred chamber like that. It would have been earth covered originally, this, as I said. There's a lot more for a young tree to grow in. It's all kind of worn off at the minute. The sheep going over it kind of wears the soil off over the years. Here's a picture from a few years ago when it was more moss covered and the tree was in better condition, in its prime, I suppose. The reason it's a good place for a portal is the tree goes through the 2 realms. The roots go down through the sacred chamber into the earth, into the other world, into the Faerie realm, and the branches reach up into the mortal world. So it's a link between the two, and that's how they travel. The tree builds up energy as it grows and then loses energy as it starts to fade. So this one, perhaps not as energetic as it once was. I just hope when it comes to the time that this one's finally totally dead, that another young one can take root somewhere on top of the tomb to replace it. It'd be an awful shame if there was no tree here. But I was talking to the landowner last time I was here, and he said he didn't want to remove any of the dead wood, and I thought that was the right decision. I think it's seen as disrespectful, and you certainly wouldn't want to take any of the dead wood away or bring it home with you. Definitely wouldn't want to burn it on your fire. No, that's very disrespectful. You you wouldn't want to do that. So it's all quiet, guys. That's about half an hour since I started my wee experiments there. Haven't heard my EMF meter go off. The incense has definitely gone out. No excitement really since the REM pod fell over. I don't see how falling over it would set it off, but I don't know, I guess it's possible. Was it knocked over or was it the wind? I'll have a look at the full spectrum footage and see if I can get any further clues. It's be nice to think the good people were checking out my little feather offering that I tied to the tree there. So that's it for this episode. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. And all your lovely comments. Really means a lot. If you enjoy my channel and like watching my videos, feel free to check out my Ko-fi page. You'll find other bits and pieces of curious stuff over there. I've just been trying to add to it a bit recently to bulk it up a little bit, so it's free to look, and if you can afford to, or if you feel the urge, you can buy me a coffee while you're there. I'll put the link, it's the same link, it'll be down in the description there. In the meantime, take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.